All right, we're back at it. Um, it's like the 29th. We got Halloween coming in like 2 days, man.
2 days.
And
Same.
I don't like Halloween. I'm just gonna throw
No?
that out there.
Yeah.
I think it's so dumb.
It used to be my favorite holiday.
Yeah.
But
Really?
It was always so
stupid now.
fun. Yeah, and you get so much candy.
Yeah,
Now I
that's
can't
the-
like eat candy anymore, so it's just about
That's a-
drinking.
yeah.
I've never really eaten candy. I used to have like bags of candy from like years of collecting candy, and then my sisters ended up just stealing all of it.
Yeah.
It'd be lucky to last a month.
No, see,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
what
not-
I always
yeah,
did.
We would
Like,
never have candy for long.
You'd be lucky if I ate a piece a month.
Oh.
Yeah, I always got like this giant bag, and like between me and my brother, and like we just had it sitting there like months later.
Yeah, my shit was
Christmas
going
time
like a day.
we'd have to like put
Yeah,
it away
dude.
for Christmas because it was like
The,
now we
the
got like
gross
cookies.
candy that you don't want to eat, but you don't want to throw away.
Fucking-
Somebody might want it, or I might want it.
The candy cigarettes were always left.
Oh my god!
I always
man.
ate
Terrible
the shit out of those.
tasting.
I
Yeah,
loved
I
those
know.
things.
That's what I grabbed at first. That's what was going that day, and
What,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
candy cigarettes?
The candy
Yeah,
cigarettes.
well,
Yeah.
sometimes when I'm fiending, I chew on that. It's like a
Back
placebo
when they
effect.
actually like dipped the end in like red ink or something, so it looked like a cigarette. Now they're just white.
It's just candy nicotine.
Yeah.
Big
my
tobacco getting the kids hooked.
Dude, I read some. It's like Halloween's like the second, like commercially, it's like the second largest holiday from
Really?
like money spending. It's like over $6 billion.
It's probably not
US.
even an 18th of what Christmas is. So.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It's
Christmas is just way.
There's
cheap.
already Christmas shit up. We still got
Yep.
Halloween and Thanksgiving
and it's just
Yeah, Walmart's already like full blown Christmas.
Yeah.
Like,
Christmas music
it's
and
fucking
everything.
snowing in there. Santa's waiting.
All right,
dude.
this is a fun fact. 1/3 of the amount of candy bought in the U.S. is for Halloween.
That's pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep.
That
believe
actually
it.
is crazy. I
That's
didn't know that.
it's a lot, man.
Because
a lot
people
of
buy
fucking
candy
money
every
and
day.
candy.
How much,
man.
like,
Even
the
Valentine's
thousands
Day
of
just, like,
pounds they go
blows
through
it.
during a Halloween parade.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's got to be a ton. I just did the Halloween parade with the fire company. It was like $300, $200 worth of candy that and it
crazy.
wasn't even a lot. It was like two baskets.
Yeah, I was walking in the Boyertown parade with the car wash. I think the
Okay,
year
yeah.
I went, we went through like 500 pounds, just us.
Insane. Oh my god.
It was
about
like
to
this year,
say-
he said they went through 650 pounds. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I was about to say, I seen little
Fattening
kids with
them
like
up.
buckets of candy this year. It wasn't like that when I was a kid.
No,
Like you get a
not at
grocery
all.
bag, and
They-
maybe like quarter of it
They
would be
mob the
filled.
people too. They run out in the street as soon as someone has candy.
Started attacking them. Who's got the candy?
It doesn't even
Yep.
matter what day Halloween is anymore. Like,
No.
My township celebrated Halloween 2 days ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't like
Fucking
that.
a week ahead
I've been
of
like
time. I don't get
celebrating
that.
Halloween every weekend of this month.
I don't like that. When they do the trick or treating, like not on Halloween.
Yeah, and you have to
stupid.
find out in the paper
Now
what
they
day
just-
it is.
yeah,
what
and
day
then they-
random people are going to come to your door.
And what do they do now? They do trunk or treating.
Yeah.
And then everyone just like goes to like the high school, parks their cars, and like just hands out candy.
That's
out of
way
their
more
fucking-
efficient.
Out of their
It
car.
really is though.
Yeah.
Hey kid, great costume. Here's some
Yeah.
candy
It's like-
from the trunk of my fucking El Camino.
Some people, and this is actually part of the history that I was looking into. You know how like some people just set a basket outside and they don't even sit outside.
Yeah.
That was like
They're
a
called
way.
idiots.
Well, but that was a way
Just
of.
take one.
Of, yeah, right. It's gone in 5 minutes. No, but that was a way of people. They'd put a basket of like sweets or some food typically back then, or something like that. But they'd put it out there in hopes that somebody didn't trick on their house or on them. So like it's basically like a bribe. Like here's candy
Don't fuck with
outside.
me.
Don't fuck with my house.
That's crazy.
It's like-
Wow.
It's the only day you can give kids candy and it's
Yep.
perfectly acceptable.
Yeah.
You try that any other month of the year.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I hope nobody goes to that trunk or treat with a white van.
Hey,
Candy.
Candy, man.
Yo, just come here, man. I just want to compliment you.
Kids want some candy. You're like, whose kid are you with?
Oh my god, man!
I'm here for the kids, man.
Yeah,
That's it.
just here,
Yeah.
have a good time.
Looked into the history a lot just to get because like I wanted to know, even like Thanksgiving. I don't know if I could really tell you exactly where it came from, but like Halloween's from so many different cultures. It's
Oh yeah, the
outrageous.
one thing I read is every culture and religion has had a day, not specifically Halloween, but a day to celebrate the dead.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. And it wasn't. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't like I think the one it might have been Romans or something. It was like in
Started
like
with the-
May, and they moved
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
They moved it to like November 1st.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah,
of
it
the
started with the Celtics.
Yeah, that's when it mixed. I actually
Yeah.
have that written
Yeah,
down.
I think
somewhere in
And then
The
the
Celtic-
Romans took over,
Yeah.
and
The Celtic
They
thing
kinda
was like
blended it.
primarily like it was based off the Celtic calendar, where November 1st was the new year.
hmm
So it's basically
And it
like
was
New
supposed to,
Year's
like-
Eve.
yeah, it's
And
supposed to like ward off like evil spirits and
Yep.
ghosts and stuff. And
Well, the
Yeah.
Celtics also believed that was like their new year, basically. Like
Yep.
it was the
Mhm.
time everything died and started
yeah,
anew.
because the winters, the
Yep.
cold. Yeah,
Oh, so this was a huge deal for them.
Oh yeah, this was
Oh,
a
yeah.
very spiritual ritual thing. Like,
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
crazy how it's become just about candy now.
Yeah.
Like, used to be
Yeah,
so
oh my
important,
God.
Like, the
Exactly,
foundation
yep.
of someone's culture is
yeah,
now
really though.
we
Yep.
dress up
It's-
as Power Rangers and get candy.
But you know, like
The
so many
Celtics are probably
kids
pissed.
nowadays, you don't see kids like walking around trick or treating anymore. 'Cause nobody celebrates it. Nobody hands
know.
out candy. No one sits out there.
It's not. It doesn't seem
Hardly
like
anyone
it's fun
decorates.
anymore.
Yeah,
The parents all seem miserable. Kids can't really.
Well,
Maybe it was like that
it's
when
like
we were young, but we
changing.
enjoyed
Yeah, it's
it.
like changing to an adult holiday now, where it's just about drinking and
Yeah.
scaring
Yeah.
each other and dressing in
Also,
costumes.
here's the thing. When it first, well, I shouldn't say when it first came to America, but after it was kind of brought to America for a little while, because of like how diverse cultured America it was, and is, a lot of people tried to push for it to be just kind of like a celebration kind of day where you'd get together with the community,
Mhm.
have activities and food, and it's sort of just like Thanksgiving is in a sense, but it just kind of like it's somehow got off of that topic, and by like what was it, the early 20th century,
Yeah.
it was right to basically where we are today, where it's just handing out candy and going trick or treating.
Tell you what, the costumes were way scarier back then.
Oh my
See
god, like
pictures of,
animals
like-
they'd like take apart and like put
The
together. I'm
pictures
like,
of the
what?
costumes kids wore in like the 20s.
Oh my God,
That
yeah.
was wild.
Something out of a horror movie.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the
Just like
costumes,
a burlap sack. Never seen something more terrifying.
a lot of the costumes way back then were just literally made from like dead animals and stuff, because like what are you really going to use to make a
I
scary
read what you
costume?
meant in the like the little kids in the 20s. They were all made of paper and they make them fucking crazy looking.
Yeah.
But here's the
Scary,
most
man.
fucked up part. Like I seen in the documentary is like it became a big deal because kids were setting on fire.
Oh wow.
Oh really?
Like there was mad deaths because of it,
No,
and like a
word.
bunch of like money making like idea costume artists started putting together like cheap costumes to try and go for like.
How did
basically
they set
rich
on
as-
fire? Were people setting them on fire, or was it the costume?
Yeah, I don't know why kids are setting
Usually,
on
like,
fire.
like there's always like
dude,
bonfires and people
Oh.
got candles lit. Some kid probably
you got a
like,
kid all dressed up
stood
in
over
paper.
top of yeah. They got a
My mind
paper
automatically
costume.
jumped to spontaneous combustion.
It
Like,
gets
it
so
just
hot.
It just happened to be the day that
And their
most kids
papier-mâché
spontaneously
costume.
combusted.
Oh my god.
I didn't even think about bonfires. That was
Oh yeah. Especially back then,
That was
that's all they
actually-
had, like fire for light.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was
A lot of
actually a
places
big
didn't have
part of the
electricity still.
celebration. Yeah, big part of the Halloween celebration was to have a campfire. I guess.
Yeah, bonfires.
Yeah,
To
because-
burn harvest.
I assume because of the fact that it was the New Year's Eve of the cold death saking
Yeah.
time of year, so they would have a fire. But now it's just like part of I don't know.
We got
Why would you?
heaters and warm jackets. We don't
Yeah.
need fires anymore.
we're chilling
Welcome to
out.
the spirits. They stay outside.
Now we do it to drink and hear that one guy play acoustic guitar.
Yeah. Play something scary.
The Ghostbusters theme song. It's always a big hit.
Oh my god. Something funky just happened with my headphones. It was really
Oh,
not
that's
heard
cool.
that. Yeah.
Turn my headphones up.
What happened to it? What's
that
going
better?
on? David, did you
That
kick
works.
something under the table?
Nope, my feet are actually
We're
underneath.
breaking the fourth wall right now, guys.
It's the Halloween
spirit, bro.
I don't know. We're good.
Act
think.
natural.
Yeah. No, what was I gonna say? Costumes were like supposed to be like to blend in with like the spirits, like the ghosts, so like
Yeah,
ghosts wouldn't
now
mess
it's-
with you.
Now it's a chance for men to dress as women and women to dress as whores.
Wasn't that just 2017 in general? That's,
I don't think anything's
right.
ever changed,
yeah,
man.
it's like any normal day.
yeah.
Yep. It's funny. And yeah, how did we get to like handing out candy? Because
Handing out candy, I actually did a
Just,
big read on that. Actually,
you?
It first started off after the Roman influence, after they've put their culture into it and stuff. Like the hobos and homeless and kids with no homes and stuff would basically walk around house to house in like mainly masks, not so much costumes and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
They
for
paper
food.
make masks and stuff like that, and they put on plays, sing and stuff, and like people would hand them out food. Like that's not originally where it started, because there was a couple other influences that started, but that was the image that started it
Yeah, I
all.
know it used to be like a door-to-door, like food and money kind
Yep.
of thing for the poor. Yeah,
That's cool. I think we should do that now.
yeah, right. But no, instead we just
Yeah, I'm
buy-
not sure what I
trick-or-treating
feel if a
for
bunch of
homeless
homeless people. Like, dude, I got a TV to watch some real
Let's do trunk or
entertainment.
treating with a bunch of homeless.
Yeah,
like
that's
sell
probably
crack
what
on
we
the
gotta
side.
Now we just go buy $50 worth of candy and hand it out.
You can make them fight. They fight for
Fight
money.
for a Snickers bar.
Yeah, they fight for money.
Do some push-ups, bro.
Earn it. You gotta want it.
I think the food. Did you read about soul cakes?
That was pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. So I think that kind of might be where the sweets came into the
What's
picture.
a soul cake?
Soul cakes. They used to. I don't know if it was it the Celtics.
No, it was after that, I believe. I think that was like early like European like time or
Yeah,
even
I think-
ours. One
I
of
think
those.
you're right. Okay.
Jesus Christ, you guys did your research.
Yeah.
I go in on
This
when
is
I
all
do
new to
something.
me.
So okay, but they would have these soul cakes. They would bake cakes essentially.
Oh,
They
that's
were like
what's
little
up.
pies,
Yeah.
and they would hand them out to like the poor, in exchange for a promise to pray for their family.
Yeah, basically.
What?
Yeah.
They're just
Alright.
buying prayers from the homeless.
Basically.
Basically, if a spirit got trapped in purgatory, I always thought purgatory was hell because I don't really know much about that kind of stuff. But it turns out purgatory is between earth and hell. It's not earth and heaven. It's just earth and hell. And they're basically can be trapped there, and they can like be tormented souls and yada yada yada. And what he's talking about is like the only way to relieve a soul in purgatory is if you have enough prayer that they'll go to heaven.
Yep.
So people would hand out food to the homeless and ask them to prayer for like their past ones, hoping and granted
Wow.
that they give a passage to salvation.
I like that.
So, but I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I
I
feel
don't
And
know
that's
if,
where
like-
originally that's
That's crazy.
mainly what got trick-or-treating started, that image,
Yeah.
and then coming back to it. And actually it was a bigger thing. Like what really started is like the big thing I was talking to you guys earlier about mischief. Like kids were lighting shit on fire. Like 10, 12-year-olds were going rampant on the streets.
Now is this in like America?
Yeah, this is basically
So-
where trick-or-treating all started. Started in America. And what happened is
Started
over
burning
west,
shit out of places.
over west, there was this, I think it was an old woman or old man, ended up like a bunch of people came to his house and he had like a bunch of sweets and stuff and he like bribed them like, hey guys, like come on in, come on, I'll give you some drinks, I'll give you some candy, and like it bribed them over, and like this huge image went up on like a bunch of posters and stuff the next year. It's like, hey, bribe kids with candy so they don't break your shit. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
just
like,
give them candy.
they
they'll
started
leave you
doing it,
alone. All right.
and it became the like national
Cool.
thing of what we look at right now. It's like
Oh yeah.
they're paying us not to break their shit.
Yep. Dentists love it though.
Yeah.
Dentists are like, oh yeah, eat all the candy.
Yeah, that's weird. So I don't know if those soul cakes had anything to do with like the initial like sweets entering the pit. Cause like why? How did we go from food and money to like candy?
Because it wasn't like it turned. It's not homeless people just walking around looking for food.
Yeah, like I'm
Now
sure the
it's
homeless
like-
people would still prefer
True.
meals.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Take
point,
some
good point.
Yeah.
Here you go, dude. Some
They're
Snickers,
sad, but
Reese's.
The everyday guys.
Some Mike and Ike's.
You got anything with electrolytes?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, if I went trick or treating as a kid and the guy handed me like a plate of turkey, I'd be pissed.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I would
what the hell?
like thanks.
What am
I
supposed
hated
to do?
candy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm not a big candy fan.
Yeah.
I mean, but
So yeah, I guess that's true. Plus, America probably just kind of messed that up.
Yeah.
Also.
Man, it's
Believe
weird
it or
how like
not, what was it?
traditions change over like centuries.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Believe it or not, trick or treating didn't even start until about close to 80 years ago. Really,
really,
Yeah.
it was kind of
So,
new.
like-
It was something like Halloween wasn't even celebrated in like
It wasn't
the
a mass
U.S.
thing, yeah.
until like the middle of the 18th century. Like actually, the
Yeah,
Irish
18th,
coming in.
19th.
And
Yeah, it
like
was
all
a big
their
Irish
influence
thing.
had like a lot of influence on why we have Halloween.
Mhm.
It was mainly like a Maryland and a few other like states down below us like that did it.
Yeah.
It was
So what-
Irish and England thing.
Yeah, yeah.
would that be considered like a new holiday in America then? Because all of our traditions.
Yeah,
go back
it's
hundreds
an
of
it's an
Technically, I mean-
immigrant holiday.
Yeah,
Is what
it's like
they
as old
said.
as
Is
my
what I read.
grandma. I
Yeah.
thought Halloween was, well, at least here, it was bigger than that.
And dude, oh my god, I was reading the Celtics. They have like so many gods, and they're almost all a bunch of fucking bodacious boobed women, dude. Like the fucking like
Oh, yeah.
gorgeous
got
ass
it right.
girls, man. And like
got
the
it
one,
right.
like who was it? Lady, they like. Oh yeah, here it is. They would pray to the god Masha on the War of God and the Mother of Life and Death on Halloween. That was the solemn.
Okay. You know, have you ever, I
what
don't
is
know,
that?
this isn't like a
Halloween.
super common thing, but you ever hear like the apple bobbing and like candy apples and
Yeah,
stuff
Yeah,
like that?
I got all
yeah,
that
'cause of
information
the-
in here.
That's
too.
that's a
Romans.
Roman thing, yeah. From the they sell it. That's the other thing. The Romans kind of
Who
added
was it?
two aspects to like the Celtic version when they took
Ah, here
over.
it is.
So would that be more of an Italian influence from the Italian immigrants coming over here too? Like, is it a blend of those cultures?
Yeah, they
or-
had two different like celebrations around the same time, I believe.
There
and-
was the first being Ferralia, a
Yep,
day in late
yeah,
October where
yeah, awesome.
Romans celebrated the passing of the dead.
Yep.
And the second was Panemona, the goddess of fruit and trees. Her symbol is the apple.
Yep.
That's the Celtic one with the
And
big
that's-
titties.
No,
No,
this
that's
is-
Masha. Her name- she's god of war and the mother of life and death.
That's all I took from that.
Yeah, the Romans, so that's the god of the fruit and trees. That's where apple bobbing came from,
Yep.
essentially. And it was also, you read about matchmaking, Halloween matchmaking.
Yeah,
That
was
weird
super weird.
stuff, man.
They literally like, it was like a thing that like young women did. It's like a Halloween only kind of thing. It's like all these different, and apple bobbing was one of them. That's what made me think of it. But like they did all these different things in hopes that they would see like their future husband, basically.
Yeah, that was like one of the traditions. Like the whole thing was like
Yeah.
they would try to.
That
tell
was in
each
the
other's
old
fortunes.
solemn,
Yeah.
or the Solomon,
It's
the
like-
old Solomon. That's what it was
Yeah,
about.
because they're all absurd tasks. So if a man succeeds at that, like apple bobbing, don't they do like sack racing, or is that just something different? But like they do like
think that's just
I don't
right.
know. I've never been to a Halloween celebration, but if you see a guy who's really good at that, then you'd be like all over him.
Well, no, I think
a
it was.
woman,
I
not
think it
me
was the
personally.
women that did it. That's what I mean. It's like the women.
the
did,
women, yeah, but I'm saying like if they saw,
Oh,
Oh, I
okay,
see.
here I got
Okay.
it.
Yeah,
The
that's a good
women
matchmaking
would wear
tool.
costumes at the festivals, consisted of animal heads and other skins in an attempt to harness the ability to talk to the dead or tell each other's fortunes.
Yeah, and I know in the Celtic.
Wearing a fucking animal head, bro. What you doing, girl? Get that off. I'll be your daddy.
In the
over
Celtics, the Celtics would like the priests and stuff would
Yeah, the druids.
would try to use it for fortune telling, basically, like to tell the future, like based on like this. I don't know.
I mean, they were kind of messed up. They did a lot of other stuff, throwing babies in fires, like
Yeah.
lighting animals
a
on
lot of
fire, like
sacrifices.
that's
taking all the village's
Intense.
food and like burning it right before the winter starts. Like, you guys are
and
assholes.
those are
Like, what the
cultures
hell's
that are
wrong with you?
civilized too. That's like we consider the Romans and the Celtics like civilized cultures
Yep.
compared
Well,
to others.
Celtics-
They're still throwing babies in fires and shit.
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't say they were like civilized. Well, they became more civilized
to a-
when the
to a
Romans took them
degree,
over.
but-
Yeah. More barbarians from what I read, like the old Salmon. Oh my god, dude, it was just like a bunch of fucked up shit. Like, all right, guys, we're gonna light this fire. Who wants to go in?
But you can make that argument about America too, and that's
Oh
certainly
yeah,
not true.
nothing's any
It's like,
better.
Because you say
Yeah.
civilized. Well, that's like what we were supposed to be all about. But it's like you look at like American culture. I ain't civilized.
No,
Yeah,
no.
instead of burning babies, we just
Everyone's like,
Yeah,
we
we
took
got
this
buildings
land
for
from
it,
someone
buildings
else,
instead.
and it's like
Yeah.
every other country did the same thing. What are you talking about us like that for? You guys did the same thing.
we just
Fuck outta
organize
here.
it better.
Yeah.
We look better doing it.
We were just the last ones to do it. That's why you guys are mad.
We got buildings for it now. We don't do it out in public.
So like I was saying in the beginning, I don't know much about like Thanksgiving, but with the way that the way that America was trying to push Halloween to be once it kind of started in like the 19th century, it was like it seemed like it would be more fitting. Like I would like it better if it was more of just like a celebration activity, kind of like Community Day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it'd be more American in the sense of like more diverse. You know, it's because
Yeah.
we're still taking like religious beliefs from like all these different cultures, and we're like putting them all together, and we're like, so you know,
But it is our spin on it. It is uniquely ours.
it is and
Yeah.
it's not. I mean, It
It's
is,
so- it's
but
so
Imagine
different.
what
It's
it's
a
going to be in like
combination of so
another
many
100
different
years. What trick or treating is going to be.
I know, yeah.
People just get a bunch of candy mailed to their house.
Yeah, they'll 3D print it all.
Gonna send him some,
No.
send some I like her,
It'll
send him some.
You'll just get coupons in the mail, man. You'll open up an email and you'll be like, oh, I gotta go to the store. I can get free candy.
You don't even.
You'll
gotta
have
go
like
to the
me
store.
out on my doorstep waiting for a kid to come. Like no one even shows up. Got my
Yeah.
house all tricked out. It's like, well, like
People are
trick or
like, "What the hell's that guy
treaters.
doing?
It's like sees me outside like in a costume.
Holding a
Kids
bowl
are
of
just
candy.
looking at me all weird. Like
Everybody's
call the cops on me.
terrified.
What's that dude just
There's
standing
this guy.
on-
He's just standing out there on his front porch with a big bowl of candy. I don't know what to make of it.
He's got a costume.
Scaring children.
Screaming trick or treat.
What is
So,
this
yeah.
madness?
We're rounding up on the day, man. What do you
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys do anything like on actually Halloween?
I work.
On Halloween? I don't know.
Talking to a friend about possibly getting trashed and going like trick or treating, but I don't
Thought
know.
about
I
going
don't
to a
know.
concert, but
I might drink at
I got
work.
work.
Get it done right, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, like they say, like I can wear a costume to work. I'm like, yeah, fuck that.
I think I can wear a costume too. Actually,
No.
Yeah, that's
I'm
always
not. I'm
been
not going to.
Yep.
That's not gonna happen.
I think that might even be a thing where I work, and it's like, I think it's probably more of a safety hazard.
Yeah, no one takes me seriously anyway. The last thing I could do is dress the fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like I watch, like I'll go into the costume, like nobody else will wear one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
something you want to be positive.
I
about
just
before
don't
you
like
I
Halloween.
don't wanna.
I just think just because of how how it's become, I guess it's less of like a celebration, more of like you're like supposed to do this. And like,
Honestly, I feel like it's going back closer to what it used to be because now it's just like a celebration because all we do is party now. So
yes,
No.
well, yes and no, but okay. So if you had kids, you'd probably feel differently.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah.
now
I
you
want to
have
go
to
out
do
trick
all
or
that.
treating.
Yep.
But I think that's just,
Get out
think
there
it's
and
probably
earn
the
your
same.
candy. Walk.
Yeah, I think
So
you're
we
probably
did.
right.
I think it's the same, but we're all just party age. So to us, that's what it means. But to kids, it still means the same shit it did when we were a
Yeah,
kid.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Like it's so. I mean,
think
it's probably
generally.
just the
But
same.
it's like
we're
weird that
older
it's
and
like
bitter
changing.
now.
But
now.
back in the day, it was basically built so like a ghoul wouldn't come take your kid at night. Like
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like kids don't leave the hut. And like
Yeah,
man,
it's
your
just
parents got to do some weird shit by the fire.
Well,
don't
there's-
worry about Billy. He's gonna be screaming. Like what?
Oh my god.
No, he'll be okay.
Yeah, human sacrifice really. That's kind of a market that took a deep dive. I think after like
It has in every culture though. Sadly.
no one really sacrifices humans anymore in any
No.
culture. I think that's just a
Yeah.
commonly accepted belief.
No,
Yeah,
I
I
believe
don't
there's
think
still
it's helping.
there's still cannibalism in certain parts of like South America and Africa.
Yeah, very remote places.
Yeah.
Is it for sacrifice?
Yeah, no, yeah, they'll eat.
Do
they'll
they
eat you.
It's like
That's
a live
crazy.
Some
person
for
they
sacrifice,
kill?
some
'Cause
just. You
No,
know, they're
yeah, they'll
hungry.
like kill you and eat you. Like there's parts of that. Yeah, like there's
I
cannibals.
really want to know what it tastes like. I'm not
Supposedly
sure.
it's-
I'm not sure if I'm the only one, but
I've thought about it. It's not like I'm actually gonna do
Everybody-
it if someone's like, here, it's Bill.
If someone
If
gave
it-
me a piece of
like,
human, I'd
what?
try. I wouldn't go through the effort of killing.
Nah, I would have to be like that plane crash in the Andes Mountains.
Yeah,
the
like,
survivors
dude.
had to eat the other.
Yeah,
like,
but I'd be
eat
a
the
little-
dead to survive.
I
I'd be
think
a
I'd-
little excited to try it. I think
Like,
everybody would
you
be.
guys ready?
I'd be way sooner than
Am I
everybody
really
else.
about to do this?
They waited like 6 days. I'd wait like 8 hours. I'd be like, all right, are we doing
Guys,
this or
I'm
not?
hungry.
Let's fucking
Dude,
go.
I'm bored. I got the
Yeah,
munchies.
they're dead anyway.
Oh boy.
It doesn't hurt anybody.
They're not gonna need it.
Doesn't hurt anybody.
And it's frozen too, so
Yeah.
that shit stays.
It's still good.
Yeah, it's
Why not?
you can keep a body in your freezer for like 2 weeks.
Oh boy. That's weird. That's some weird shit right there.
Yeah, I don't think I would go through the effort to acquire it. It would have
Yeah,
to
I'm
be,
a
like,
really lazy cannibal.
presented to me like.
Hey, it's
in
not
an
as bad.
emergency
Like you got to think,
situation.
like the mines used to just like push people in giant pits of like lava and stuff until the
Yeah.
sun came back
Oh,
up.
no,
they
if
would
they
would
push
just
people
like
in
chop
lava.
their head off.
Well, or
yeah.
boiling oil.
Oh, I was
That's
gonna
what
say
it was.
they made a
I was
hole
gonna
in the
say, yeah.
volcano.
Chop their head off.
No,
and
they'd be
survive
like,
down
all right,
the
the sun
temple."
goes down. All right, everyone start lining up. They push
Yeah.
you over until the sun came up. And I guess someone got the bright idea. It was like, wait,
Let's
guys,
not
we're the
do
only
that.
ones left. Like, let's not. And then the
Yeah.
sun came back up there the next day. And they're like, oh, shit.
Oh shit.
How you going to
sucks
explain this one? We
Like
killed the king.
The Aztecs did like the same sort of thing. They would kill people up on the temples and just like put their head up on a stake, and it's like, and then the sun came up the next morning,
Yep.
and they're like, oh,
That's one thing in all religions. The sun is a very powerful image.
oh yeah.
Same as the moon.
And they're here every day. Pretty important stuff.
Oh, did you guys
mean,
hear about
thank
that
God.
stuff on like the Fox News this morning that they think there's a few planets beyond like Pluto?
They also,
No, yeah, that like mysterious like
that
ninth
means
planet.
it's definitely
No,
not
they
true,
think
'cause
there's
Fox
like 2 or
said it.
3 more. Like,
know, yeah.
no, Fox is the right one.
Wouldn't that
CNN
be
makes
crazy?
up
I
everything.
I think they're
It's like,
all
oh yeah,
wrong.
we
I
Yeah,
found
got my news
we found
from
an
Facebook.
Earth-like
Well, it was like a
planet
bunch of people
25
from
billion light years
One
away.
at a time here.
It's like
I listen to all of
It
you.
was like someone from like NASA or something talking. They're like, "Well, we have an idea that there is, because like I guess like when Pluto was in orbit, it seemed like something was holding it back from going its like usual way. They like watched it at a certain point. It didn't like something acted out funny, so they felt like there was some other type of gravitational pull on it when it was
Yeah.
going past that point.
I just think it's funny. It's like they can find an Earth-like planet 25 billion light years away, but
Don't know.
we
what's
don't
in
even
our
know what's in our
galaxy.
own solar system.
Well,
I don't know,
it's funny. I
NASA's
read.
pretty good.
I've seen a
NASA's
document.
pretty smart.
Yeah.
They own space. and
I seen documentary. No, they're really not. We don't even know what's in our own ocean, and we're trying to find out what's
I
in
know,
space.
and
Like
that-
what?
There's
I hear
nowhere
about
else
the
we can
ocean.
go.
The ocean's
So-
only like 2
Fuck the
miles
ocean.
deep.
Fuck
Like
the
that-
ocean. We need to go out into space.
Well, you gotta weigh
see
your
the way.
options here. Is it because water is a lot different than atmosphere?
Yeah.
If we can manage to get into the atmosphere, then we're gonna do that before we can figure out.
Actually,
how to
they
get
say
in
our core is like the best possible all natural resource for energy. They say they could drill it and make one tap, and it would
Yeah,
power the
it's
whole planet forever.
Basically a
I
reactor.
think the deepest they ever got digging though isn't very far.
No, they got
They
real
made,
far.
like,
It was like
2
six-
miles.
It wasn't a little further than that in
It
Russia.
was like 2 miles or something.
No, I
It was the
just
and
deepest
all the
hole ever
drill
dug.
bits
Yeah.
kept breaking.
No,
and
I
stuff.
saw something
That
else.
valley's like a mile
It was
deep,
so
and that's the
hot.
deepest
I
point
mean,
on
unless
Earth.
if you're talking about the people, the colonies that lived like thousands of
Well, I'm
like
talking.
feet.
I'm talking in the entire existence of the Earth.
They
We have gotten very, very deep.
Oh yeah, we've had like ancient
got-
cultures that built cities underground, like thousands.
Yeah, but 2 miles really isn't that far when you like I
lengthwise, like if you're driving, no, like going down into the core, like
That's a
how thick
far
is the
deep.
crust?
it would
like,
take me like 45 minutes to
15
walk to the
miles or
core if
something
we
like
went
that?
straight down.
It would take you like
50?
45 minutes to dig 10 feet.
Yeah, well, gee, I'd
It was
give up.
crazy. They say it was like hot down there, and it's like radioactive. Like there's actually
Yeah, when they were using the
radiation
drill
from it.
bits, kept like literally just wearing down and snapping because it was like so hot they were pulling
Yeah.
up like boiling mud.
the rock is hard. Yeah,
Yeah, but
they were able to get people down there.
yeah, definitely.
They fucking dug that deep.
You know, I
It's
just
insane.
saw something recently. I don't know what it was, but like it was explaining like all the different like historical like basically dig sites and like you were saying.
Yeah, I
like,
seen that. It was on. I seen it on Facebook and I shared it at one point. It was like the 12
Maybe-
deepest holes to ever be.
Yeah,
like
maybe
made.
it was that. I forget. Yeah, but it was deep. It was definitely very deep. It's kind of impressive. And like today, we're just trying to get into space.
Yeah,
We call
space
it
is dope though.
So if you ask a flat Earth enthusiast,
Keep going.
we've never even been to space, and we're not even sure about what shape our world is.
It's flat, bro. You didn't know.
I
All right.
just don't
Obviously.
care.
That hole in Russia, the deepest one we've ever dug, was 7.5 miles into the
Okay.
Earth. That's roughly a third of the way through the Baltic continental crust.
Yeah.
So, how deep
That's
is the
insane.
Earth's core? This isn't
Well,
very
the crust-
Halloweeny anymore. I'm
The
just
crust
curious,
is like
to be
20
honest.
something miles, or how much did you say that was a third?
Yeah, that was a third into that one crust.
Okay, so at that point it's like 22 feet or 22 miles thick.
Yeah, for that one crust.
Just the crust. And
The
then you get
crust
down
is
to,
like nothing compared to like
Oh
the
damn!
other.
So we're not even
Yeah, yeah.
close.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You'll never get to
Absolutely
the center.
No.
It's totally impossible.
Brandon Fraser did actually.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
We discovered that whole society underground,
Oh my god.
or ecosystem.
No one gives him credit for that either.
I know. No one ever gives
About
credit.
21 miles deep
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
to the beginning of it.
It's like here to Philly.
Here to feel. Yeah.
Just- I couldn't imagine like being down that deep. That would be so fucking insanely hot. 7.5
It'd
miles
be
into
a different
the crust.
world.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even
Yeah.
know. Instead of
knows
being
what the hell's
on
down
something,
there?
you'd be in something.
So like, could you imagine like
Wow.
something that could
Wow.
live at like that, like high like temperature and like radiation, like
I don't think there's anything
crazy
down there.
like creature that would be down there?
Oh my god, that'd be scary like a
Godzilla,
god. We
bro.
just like let out like Kratos or something. Like,
Godzilla.
what'd you all do?
Maybe there's like giant earthworms, man.
There might be.
You never know.
We have no idea.
Dude,
That's
there's
the thing.
societies that lived underground. That's what I was saying. Like, I'm pretty sure you've seen the same video
Yeah,
I did. There
I
was
think it
like
might have been.
a culture that lived miles under the ground. Like, it was ridiculous. A city of 20,000 people, just like
I wish
Yeah,
I
we're
could
living
remember.
down here in Fuck Light.
We should do it. Just
We
get a
should
whole
do it. It's not a
underground
bad
society.
idea.
It's better resource probably, but to be honest, like unless you get an earthquake, then
So everyone just has like their own bunker under their house and like interconnecting tunnels.
Well,
Like
but-
that'd be sweet.
there is places on the planet like that.
It'd be weird.
Like
the only way
local
you
tunnels,
could, the only way you could get water is like to tap into like
something.
a spring of some. But like I
It
don't.
might be
But
one
then
you
you could
find
just dig up.
underground.
Yeah.
You could dig up for the well and then naturally
To
flow.
a stream.
Sure.
Yeah, gravity will pull
Have,
right down.
have a tap. I think we're onto something. here.
We're on to something for sure.
Oh,
no
yeah, it
doubt.
is.
Why are we living in this
Go
house?
celebrate
Yeah.
Halloween down there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Halloween.
Went way off topic.
Oh, just
I
a
saw
little bit.
this list where it was the 33 most offensive Halloween. It was like BuzzFeed, so it was some liberal shit.
Okay.
But every single
Clickbait.
one it was all Native Americans. About half the list was Native Americans, and it just kept the same thing, like cultural appropriation's
Most
wrong.
offensive.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
like it's honoring someone. I don't know. I don't see dressing up in a headdress as cultural appropriation. I'm not sure. It's not like you're mocking them. If you're
Yeah.
mocking somebody, that's offensive.
Yeah.
But dressing up as somebody.
And like, yeah, that's the other thing. What's your actual intention for putting the costume on?
Yeah,
You know?
it's not like you got like a.
You know what's crazy that you say that? That one of the first things I wrote down for this were more commonly celebrated in Maryland and a few other southern colonies, mixing different European ethics as well as American Indians meshed a distinct American version of Halloween. That was the original Halloween.
Oh,
of
so a lot
America.
of it is Native American influence
Yeah,
too.
they European and Native
so it's like
American
bringing it back to
originated
its
the
roots.
first.
It's not appropriating.
Because they had their own beliefs that were like similar to like the ones they were celebrating, so they meshed them all together. Because I'm not sure if anyone knew they didn't use like pumpkins over in Europe; they used turnips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They used
Like
turnips.
Some weird
They
shit.
carved turnips.
I've never seen a turnip.
Yeah, the whole like
It's like
carving,
this small thing. I was like, the hell? Hang a chain from it.
the whole like carving pumpkins like is like I didn't hear about it on any other like in any other culture. It was like
It was
No, it
probably
was
made up
ma-
in
it
the
was-
80s.
It was in the American thing. I
It's just
forget.
like getting the
what it was.
seeds
Yeah.
out of them. Dude, you
Oh,
get
yeah,
the
the
seeds
pumpkin
and you
seeds
bake
are
them.
slamming.
Oh, God, it's so good.
Yeah.
Some salt, a little
they
bit
are
of oil.
really good. Yeah, I didn't see like the
The
whole
cooking
jack
skillet.
o'
Hungry
lantern
over
thing.
here.
Jack-o'-lantern, that dude was crazy. You didn't
No,
read
I
the
didn't
story?
no,
All right,
what's that?
Jack-o'-lantern, he had a turnip. It wasn't an actual like
Okay.
pumpkin.
That'd be the least
But,
scary shit ever.
Jack-o'-lantern was a guy so bad the devil kicked him out of hell. And on the way out of hell, he gave him a piece of ember from hell, which he ended up carving out a pumpkin face and putting it in the turnip and carrying it around.
That's wild.
And like he'd start a bunch of fires. Like for
turnip.
years,
This-
like a
this-
big thing
This
was like,
ghoul and his
yeah,
flaming
basically.
turnip,
Yeah.
starting fires everywhere.
And they basically like that was celebrated for a while, like longer than it should have been.
How
Like,
did they even come up with that? How did they
it's
think
just
like,
superstition,
was it a guy?
like myth.
So much
was it-
about superstition.
Yeah.
Like that's what this whole thing. Yeah, so many in all the cultures, it was all about like superstitious, like just back from the dead kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So it's, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
But why do we
Flaming
make
turnip
jack lanterns? Is it just to be the scary
To-
American?
I think
Probably
it's
the model
It's one of
after
those
that.
weird traditions that
I think it was because
Kinda-
it's a turnip, dude. It's so small. The thing of it was like if they were like it was a fruit, something to put in, they wouldn't like get destroyed so fast. I guess.
well, they
And I
didn't
think,
grow
like,
pumpkins over there.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
had
When they
turnips,
came over
so
here, we had bigger,
we had
like
pumpkins,
bigger
so you could
fruit to
carve it
put
out of
them in.
that.
They were probably so excited when they saw that.
It was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Instead of the turnip,
It's
they
got
were
all
like,
these
"Oh,
big houses with a
so
bunch of little
much
turnips
space."
with faces carved in them.
we could carve so much more.
Dude, I would totally carve those in like shrunken heads, make it look like a shrunken head.
People don't even
That would be
carve them
funny.
anymore. They just paint them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that was lame. We used to paint them when we were kids because you
And
couldn't
it's all
use a knife,
stencil.
but-
I gotta say that was one of my favorite parts about Halloween as a kid. Is getting those little like tracer like kits where you put the thing on the pumpkin and then you can cut it out.
You have like the
basi-
safety knife.
Yeah.
It's like dull as shit.
All right, I got some fun facts if you guys want to hear it.
Absolutely.
I'm excited.
I'm fun.
All right, the first ever Halloween parade in the U.S. was held in 1905 in Allentown.
Really?
What?
Facts.
I live
Yep.
near Allentown. I live in
Allentown has
Belltown.
one of the biggest Halloween parades in the East Coast.
Oh, that's wild. I'll go to that shit. I work. Yeah.
Trick-or-treating started less than 100 years ago. We went over this. Comes from the widespread pranking
It's the
that
most
happened
fun
in the
I've ever
20th
had.
century. There are over 4,000 haunted houses in the U.S.
See,
Like actually haunted or the
Are you talking
Oh.
like?
I don't
Are you
believe
talking
in
about
that
like the haunted
stuff.
attractions
You don't
or
believe in
like
ghosts?
actual?
No, like legit
Okay.
4,000 documented haunted houses.
You don't believe in ghosts? Sidetrack. Oh.
I'll go moon
Says
one.
no.
Dude,
I like ghosts.
I don't know, man. Yeah, sometimes I
I
get
fuck
creeped
with 'em.
out, but
I've already said this. All cultures have
If I
a
ever saw one, I
day
don't
or
know what I would
days to
do.
celebrate the dead. Cats are associated with witches because they are very mysterious. You can never tell what they are thinking, and they always said to hang around brooms.
Yeah, cats. I read it actually about black cats. With the whole like crossing paths with a black cat with bad luck and all that. It's a witchcraft thing.
Yeah.
Because witches were said to turn into black cats,
Yep.
and then
I had a black cat.
Yeah. He's like, just fun
Black
fact.
contribution. Yeah, fun fact. I had a black cat.
Yeah, witchcraft is another big part of like the superstitious part of Halloween. Same with like ladders. I read this thing
Was
about
witches German culture?
I have no idea actually. I don't know where that came from. I didn't read that much.
all cultures pretty much,
Yeah, probably.
except they used to like call them shamans back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Eventually, if a woman in like 17th, 18th century, probably earlier, honestly. Yeah, if you practice like
Well,
witchcraft.
shaman is usually like
They were like witch doctors, like
yeah, basically a
magi-
witch
yeah.
doctor. Someone that's like based around all natural things.
There's another fun fact. The whole like breaking a mirror thing for bad luck is kind of ties back with that matchmaking thing.
Yep.
Because the young women used to stand in the dark in front of a mirror and hold a candle over their shoulder, and they were supposed to be able to see their future husband. But
It never worked.
so then therefore if you break the mirror
damn
then
it.
it's not very good. So
I thought I read something just like that, except like their future self would come to them behind them in the mirror and tell them
Oh,
who they're
really?
going to marry. Yeah,
see,
yeah.
I'm sure there's different spins on it.
Oh yeah, I was reading stuff in some articles, and then I learned a bunch of it, like watching documentaries that wasn't real. Like they said they'd like fill up like giant gourds with like human fat and like animal fat, and light them on fire during the salmon. Then I like read in the documentary, so I had to like start crossing it all off. Like, all right, that's just a bunch of bullshit. They lied to
Yeah,
me.
see, that's what I mean. I think a lot of this is probably like
There's a lot of it that's myth,
controversial.
but then there's other things I looked into that they knew are facts. So I brought that stuff to the table.
Yeah.
But yeah, like glad the Droids got stopped when they did because these people are crazy.
Yeah. We don't need none of that.
Yeah.
So okay, so if you take like the religion, you know, the
Oh wait, no, I have something crazier about religion
boy.
actually.
here we go.
Oh shit.
Let's do it.
Oh, here it
Yeah,
is.
let me get my pad.
It was Solomon's impact on Europe. I'll just read the whole thing. By 483 AD, the Roman Empire had taken most of the Celtic territory. After around 400 years after two Roman festivals were combined with the Celtic Samhain, the Feralia, and the Pomona. One of the incorporations with the apple today would be Halloween, bobbing for apples. By the 9th century, Christianity had spread through the Celtic lands. With already blended Celtic festival Samhain in 1000 AD, the church made November 2nd All Souls Day, which is a day to honor the day. It was thought that the church was actually trying to change the festival into a related church-sanctioned holiday. They were trying to take it for themselves and being like, yo, this is our
Yeah, it's a
holiday.
pagan holiday, isn't it?
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of the
Well, a lot of Christian
are based
holidays,
on
yeah.
it.
I was about to say Easter, like you can
Even
find the
Christmas.
gods. and
I don't
stuff
even get
before
into
that.
the religion of it anymore. You celebrate
no.
whatever you want to celebrate.
And that's what
I
I was
celebrate Christmas, and I
Yeah,
don't
right.
believe in Jesus.
exactly.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what I was gonna say. So if you take the religion and all that out of the equation with Halloween, what's your opinion on Halloween?
it's cool.
I like
It's,
it.
it's
I want to be
candy.
scared.
It's like as
you
far
know?
as like
That's
we were
what Halloween
talking
about
I
about
like
to
that
me.
Halloween
before.
movies
You
a
want to be
lot.
scared.
But
I
scary
always
movies
like.
are dope.
They always say like the best scary movie. I mean,
Yep.
It never really scares you as much as you think it's going
Oh,
to
yeah.
or you want it to.
The Exorcist is the best scary movie of all
That
time,
actually
hands
was really
down.
scary.
Hands down. 1973, that movie changed the game. It's still scary as fuck.
Yeah, it is really creepy.
Yeah, it is. The bitch walked down the stairs
just-
backwards.
Yeah.
I always wait for that scene because I know I'm going to be creeped out by it.
Ugh.
So
Grown
like
man.
I guess
Yeah.
so the
Nowadays, that would happen. I'd be like, oh, don't worry, she's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
on
let me-
Because
Flocka.
that shit could have, yeah, that
Yeah,
actually.
it's just drugs. That's
Yeah.
the problem. She was way ahead of her time.
She was doing crocodile in her face.
Oh my
So
god.
she was decomposing.
So what I mean by that is like if you were to take out, so the biggest points of Halloween is like, I'd say honoring the dead. Supposed to be like a get together kind of thing, and I guess if you really take it back, sort of like a charity for the poor. Would you say I'm pretty accurate with those three things? So if you were to take those concepts, I would agree 100% with it. Like if you take out the majority of the religious aspects of Halloween, I'd be good with Halloween. But now it's just like we're like celebrating like different parts of all these different religions that I don't believe in, and
Yeah.
so it's like I don't know. I have an issue with other holidays also, obviously. But
Yeah, so you don't have to like, agree with the religion to celebrate though.
Well, yeah, I guess.
I don't even think I never even knew
Except for really
Halloween
Jewish
started
holidays.
as a religious holiday, stuff like that. Like it was a religious thing.
I think it's just cultural because you
Yeah.
don't have to be religious to celebrate Christian holidays, but you have to be religious to celebrate every other religion holidays. But you have to be Jewish to celebrate Hanukkah.
Exactly.
No one
Yeah.
who's not religious.
Religions
is
that take their
gonna celebrate
holidays
Hanukkah.
seriously.
Start going into Muslims.
But I'm an, I'm an atheist. There's no
Yeah, why not?
atheists that celebrate Hanukkah. There's atheists that celebrate Christmas. Like I'm an atheist that celebrates Christmas just because it's culturally what we're used to.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah, that's what it all comes down to.
Yeah,
It's
I'm not
just-
celebrating. Well, I don't even know if Kwanzaa's religious. I don't even.
yeah.
I don't even want to touch on that. That's just
going too deep.
Honestly, I don't
pulling
really.
facts out of my ass.
I don't really celebrate any holidays. I celebrate New Year. Like I get drugged to like dinners and stuff with my girlfriend just
gonna
because I
say,
want to make
yeah.
her happy and stuff. But like really,
I
like
do.
reality of it, like if I wasn't with Megan, I wouldn't be buying anyone Christmas presents. I'd get an apartment, just be like chilling. Be like,
know.
fuck all these holidays.
The biggest thing
Bah
that I
humbug.
like
Yeah.
do for like all these holidays is like, for like Christmas, Thanksgiving, no, not Thanksgiving, like Christmas especially, with the whole gifts thing, just to like recognize like people that you care for, I guess, like with like giving and not taking kind of concept is like about the farthest I'll go into it. Like you say, with you get like drugged to dinners and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Nah,
like
I don't go to
I'll
church
do-
or nothing.
Yeah, but it's only
I'm not
because
going
I'm trying to
to.
make people happy.
Well,
It's
exactly.
not
I'll do
only
what's
me.
like
It's not
culturally,
about
like
me.
Yeah,
what
if
to
someone
do.
gets me a
but-
gift and I don't get them a gift, I
You feel salty
really
as
bad.
shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I just
That's
hope
what I
people
mean.
not to get me anything too. So
So
Yeah.
it's like
I really don't want anything.
I like the concepts behind some of it, but I don't go out of my way to celebrate religions that I don't believe in, I guess.
So I find my own reasons to
Yeah,
celebrate
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And I mean,
I
it's
don't
good
celebrate it for the
because there's, like I said, we're in America, so like there's plenty of different
America.
you
diverse
can
like,
celebrate whatever you want,
diverse beliefs.
whatever you
Well,
want.
no, that's what I'm saying. So you might be
Well,
in-
shit, we
right.
celebrate Cinco de Mayo. Like,
Yeah.
fucking,
Yeah.
like
I'm not even
That's what I
like
mean.
1% Hispanic.
So you might, if you were in a room with 100 people, there's probably, and you all had to like have a celebration. Well, you're all gonna have like different like religious or cultural ways of celebrating different things. So it's like you could all celebrate it, but it's just for like those cultures'
Yeah.
reasons.
I think
So-
the main reason like holidays and stuff are really bringing around, and like it's the same reason like all other religions have adopted old holidays. It's just something to bring people together.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's what it comes
Makes
down to.
people happier in general.
Plus,
no
it's
one's really
also-
pissed
Yeah.
at Christmas.
Yeah.
No one's really
Fuck
like,
that! I
"Well,
didn't get
yeah."
shit. I got coal.
Yeah, even
Your
I'm
parents
not,
bought you coal?
I'm
Santa
happy at
did.
Christmas.
Yeah,
I'm
right
happy
after
every other
Christmas
day of
is
the
when
year.
it kicks in.
Yeah.
They're like, oh man, I can't believe I spent all that money.
Especially,
And that's why we drink on New Year's. It's a week later. I'm like, fuck, I got like $6 left.
You just gotta get hammered now and then.
Dollar teenies at Applebee's.
especially with like the cultural aspects of it. Are your headphones doing something?
My left
Yeah,
one's
my
going out.
It's so weird. I don't know what's going on. I'll have to
I
check
can't
it.
hear out of my left headphone.
Now it's working.
All right.
I need a doctor.
With like the monopoly on all these different holidays. You know what I'm saying? With like we were saying, with Halloween's the second largest commercial holiday, next to Christmas. Like, how much money is made, and
It's all business
Exactly.
pushing it.
So it's not only just like you're bringing us together kind of thing because of different religions and cultures, but now it's
Everybody's using it for their own games.
Yeah, what's
like,
more American
big
than that?
companies? Yeah,
that's
No, it's
true.
funny.
That's a good point.
Capitalists.
Yeah,
are
you
like,
say
let's
about, like,
make
a lot of
shitloads
holidays,
pushing
money.
their corporate agenda.
Want to know one of the like least like celebrated holidays internationally? National Tree
Thanksgiving?
Day.
Tree Day, Arbor Day.
Arbor Day.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
one of the least celebrated.
Yeah, right.
Fuck
I
the
think
Earth.
it's gonna make a comeback. It's gonna
the
make a
world doesn't
comeback
have
in the next
trees.
like 10
Yeah, I already
years.
told Megan this year I want to
Arbor
buy a
Day.
tree, and like even if it's an apple tree, we'll go fucking plant it behind in like the
Watch.
Peaville or
every
something.
every year now, like in the next 5 years, people are gonna start planting trees on Arbor Day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it a national thing.
Seriously, you
do
buy
it.
an apple tree for like
For
20
real.
bucks, go
Make a
bury it,
movement.
and like fuck it.
Let's get it
And then
trending.
they start pushing trees that like, oh, that's a good idea. These,
guys wanna buy
these
some
companies
trees?
are gonna make money
Save
off
the
of it either
environment,
way.
buy
So
some
they're like,
trees.
let's,
Yeah, wait 10 years, then I'll come buy some trees
yeah,
from you,
make
bro.
Arbor Day a capitalist holiday and actually do some fucking
Let's
good.
do
for
it.
Yeah,
man.
right.
Let's turn it into something big
Yeah.
here.
We
This
need
year,
to
I
get-
definitely
we
want
need
us to
to
get
get
it
in the
down.
tree business.
In our underground fucking
bit.
civilization, we'll have
See, there we go. We can plant trees.
no
that'll-
sun.
They don't need
we're-
sun.
we'll
I'm
figure it out.
definitely
We'll
not.
figure it
I'm
out.
definitely not
Just a
running this
bunch of
culture.
UV lights. You got it.
Oh yeah, it would be easy to do, to be honest.
Yeah, put banana peels and eggshells in the soil and shit. I know how to do it.
See, we got
Dude, look at all the untapped used soil way underground, dude. It's all like not even used.
Premium soil.
Hey, so you know how you say like Merry Christmas? Like, what do you say for Halloween?
Happy
Happy
Halloween.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween. How
No
does
one
that
says
make
Merry
sense?
outside of Merry Christmas.
Well,
but
no,
no one's ever.
Yeah,
said
but how does
Merry.
Happy Halloween make any sense? Where it's all about let me scare the shit out of you and
But you're honoring the dead, so you should be happy, like celebrating the dead and stuff.
Happy Halloween only just came around, you know.
or
like,
the
was
50
alliteration.
so
years
recent,
ago.
like, yeah.
Yeah, it's the alliteration. I think.
Once
I
it
think that's
changed,
the
once
only
it changed
reason.
from like the religious stuff to just kids getting out and getting candy.
yep.
Then
I
it
mean,
just
even
turned
from the
into
beginning,
Happy
having
Halloween.
a festival of people getting together, even for the salmon.
true.
Like, it sucked for the random people that probably got chosen to be sacrificed, but besides that, it
Yeah.
was probably like a pretty kick-ass thing for the like adults
Yeah.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
I'd
Except
hate
for
to be
like,
sacrificed, but I'd
it's
love
like,
to see
yo, dude, we
someone
gotta
get
burn your
sacrificed.
dog also. Like, no.
Yeah, no, it was a big festival kind
the
of
greater
activity
good.
thing. Yeah, that's true. So it makes
Like,
sense.
everyone took part in it except the kids, it said. It's like the kids were
Yep.
like,
Yeah, when it came to America,
Go
they
to
actually
bed. You
started.
don't want to see what's gonna happen.
They started involving. They started involving the like kids more in America when it came to America.
baddest idea. That's it's like
Initially.
where all the like mischief started coming from.
Yep, that's it. They tried
Mischief
to.
night.
They
Did you
even
guys
tried
ever
to
go
like
out?
organize it for no.
You never went out on Mischief night?
They even tried to
Yeah,
organize
we all.
it though.
No, shh. No,
with
never.
like group, even in schools and stuff, they'd have like get-togethers just for the kids to like have like a festival
You
type
can't
of
wear
thing.
masks or face paint in schools on Halloween
true.
anymore. I just
You
found
can't
that
wear
out.
face paint.
You can't
now?
wear face paint. They have to be able to tell who
God.
everyone is.
Damn, what's
Oh,
my ex-girlfriend gonna do? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. Elementary schools are cracking down.
Damn.
Yeah,
lame.
and now we're at the point where
He's just trying to sneak in like
Yeah.
semi-auto.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk in.
Fucking
I'm in
elementary
sixth
school.
grade. I got face paint
Yeah.
on. They can't tell it's me.
It's actually just like a midget with like
Have
a
like a
bunch of
Trump
knives.
mask on, like.
now we're at the point where Mischief Night got so bad with kids that you gotta be 18 or older to buy eggs for 2 weeks.
There's like a
Really?
2-week period before Halloween where.
But then you got
they don't-
rotten eggs
They
you're throwing
can't.
at
They
people's
can't sell
houses.
Oh,
eggs to
God.
minors.
That's
you
a
really
good
can't
point.
sell eggs to minors?
Yeah,
No.
there's a
Jesus
sign. I
Christ.
walked into Redner's the
I
other
didn't
day.
know any of
There's
this.
sign
don't
on the
buy
window
eggs.
that says no sales of eggs to minors.
I know when I was a kid, you had to go to Redner's. You had to go to the express lane so the camera could see your face or
Yeah.
whatever. It was stupid
That's
as
ridiculous.
hell.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It's getting a little
We
nuts.
still throw them. We didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, rent a pressure washer. It's not that hard.
We would just grab a few from from their kitchen and meet up.
All right. Well, you got anything else important that we want to share with the?
Anybody go to any of the good like Halloween attractions?
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's a good. I haven't gone. I went to this little haunted hayride thingy at this bonfire that I went to, but they're like insane. There's so many of them things now.
I went to Eastern State. I love
Did you?
every single one claims it like #1 in America.
Yeah, exactly. Scariest.
No one's keeping track of
No,
that.
It's like every
People.
single one of them says like #1 in America. I'm like, when? Like,
The number one haunted.
4 years ago we were voted #1
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
America.
the number one haunted prison in Pennsylvania
Yeah.
in America.
I went to Eastern State. I went to Terror Behind the Walls. I didn't like the setup.
Yeah, no. I went to Eastern State when
I
it
didn't
wasn't
like it.
Halloween time, and I couldn't imagine it being like all that crazy good as a Halloween fright kind of thing.
No,
It's a
it wasn't
prison.
like there was
It's
like
just
no scary.
hallways.
I would love to go like in the actual prison for the tour. That would
Yeah,
be scarier
that's
than the
what I
Terror
did.
Behind the Walls was.
Yeah, no, that's literally yeah. I mean, it's just like big hallways of jail cells. Like, how scary can it be? You're gonna jump.
Let
out
me
of
let me
every-
wander around in there in the dark with a flashlight.
Yeah.
Then I'll get scared.
That's everyday life.
Yeah.
for most
I
people.
do have one thing to say. Kind of like reflect on what it is back then towards what it is today. Back then, even though it was a festival and it was like a really enjoyous thing every year, it was basically based on fear. The festival had to happen.
Yep.
Because ghosts would like, and demons like, for like, Celtics were like, or Celtics were like really weird. They didn't believe just like 2 realities, 3. They believed any type of reality, like any other reality could cross paths with our reality. On that day, and anything could walk onto our plane, or we could walk into that plane and never find its way back. Where today, it's more or less like let's enjoy being scared instead of like,
I
yo,
like
we're
being
shitting our pants.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's much more enjoyable thing now. Back then, they were like terrified of like.
Like
what-
a human sacrifice,
Yeah.
animal sacrifice. At one point, even the druids burned all the people's food. Like it didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
They're like, this is
And
the
I mean,
gods
that was-
want.
That was the whole point of the costumes, was to try to like
Ward
blend
off,
in
yep.
and like like so you wouldn't get like affected by them, and so yeah, it was like an actual fear thing. But now it's like we just do it for fun. We pay to go get the shit scared out of us.
There's some. Did you hear of McCamey Manor?
No.
What's that?
It's
Oh, yeah.
it's this place. This guy does this in his house in his backyard. He's got this like basically like a torture chamber. So there's a waiting list like years long for this.
Wait, is this
People
the guy
actually
that kill
pay.
people?
No, they go in there and you can literally be like tortured.
For how long?
I need that.
It's like 4 hours or something like that, or several
Damn.
hours long.
You trying to get tortured,
4 to
bro?
6 hours.
Yeah. Well, I'm
These
into
people
BDSM,
are allowed.
so-
They're allowed to hit you, dude. They're
It's a
doing
little
like
past
they're like water.
BDSM.
They're like dunking them in tubs. And throwing them out. Yeah,
waterboarding them.
Do you have
crazy.
to call him daddy while he does it?
Probably.
And he's jerking off
You have
the
to
whole
do
time.
whatever they tell you.
Knock your teeth out
Yeah,
while you're
there's
saying
people
it.
like
I was
that.
gonna say that's
People
that's
are like
Friday.
bleeding. They need stitches. They're missing chunks of hair. Like
That's
people are
so
literally
weird.
getting the shit beat out
There
of
was
them.
this guy
Face
who killed
peeled
80
off.
All
people.
just to be like scared. Like,
That's taking
just
it
got-
too far.
I saw this thing on Facebook, so it's got to be true. There was this guy. He had a haunted house, and he killed 80 people in his haunted house.
Nah.
Like I thought it was this.
was
year.
that the thing you posted?
Was that thing? Was that? Maybe it was.
Wait,
I don't
wait,
know. I
say it
just
again,
scrolled
say
through
it.
for it.
Wait.
Somebody killed.
Like the guy, like,
yeah.
set up
Now
a
this
haunted
is fact
house.
because I said it, and it was probably like some joke article, and I'm spreading around. This
Like,
is fake news.
Some guy like set up a haunted house for people to walk through in his home, and like
let-
he was actually just killing people, and they
let
were part
people
of like
think
the
it's
display.
That was, I don't know.
That was a Snopes thing I like posted. And everyone's like, "That's fucked up." It was like,
It's like it's real.
See, you got
it's
me.
like, did
bro.
you actually read this article?
I didn't
Like,
read a
this shit
single
is
thing.
whack.
I just saw it and spread it across
You were
the
just like, oh,
across the atmosphere.
real.
So
Oh, I look it
that
all up
definitely
before I
happened.
post it.
That definitely happened,
I
guys.
always post those things, even though I know they're
He
fake.
looked like a guy that would kill 80 people, though. He probably was like
Oh,
mad.
yeah, it just said like action news. It
Yeah.
didn't say like
That's
what number.
hilarious.
Like, did any of you ever hear about the transsexual that raped like the 10-year-old girl in a bathroom or whatever?
No.
It was like
That
spread
real?
That
all
got
over.
dark.
Yeah, no, it was like it was some dark shit, and like people were like, "This is fucked up. This is why transsexuals should be illegal." And then it came out that it was at the dude's house. It wasn't in like some random bathroom. Like,
Well, that doesn't make it any better. Just the
Yeah, but
location
still,
change.
It's
So
like,
it's just
oh
like-
well, you didn't do it in public.
Yeah,
so-
well, yeah, that's what basically people are making it seem like. Transgenders, they can't go in the bathrooms. If they go in your bathrooms, they're gonna like rape your kids
Oh, okay.
and
I
stuff.
see what you
Like,
mean. I was gonna say like
no.
you made it seem like it was
One of
okay.
the
Like no, it was
scare
at his
tactics
house,
they
guys. So
kinda
it's
Oh
cool.
no, but
You're
like
allowed to-
that's like the way people advertise things.
Yeah,
like,
the way they made it. They,
It was
of
like-
course,
I
it
mean,
was
it's still
Reefer
funny.
madness for transsexuals.
let them be for real.
liberals,
Oh
man,
my
a bunch
God.
of Hillary supporters like making up fake ass news and just throwing it up.
yeah.
Go Bernie 2020.
Bernie would never have made it. He was trying to give everything for free.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Certain things
That's
you
why
can't
he's the
do, and
shit.
making everything free isn't one of them.
Well, never mind.
He said,
Well, I got into this. It's another can of worms.
yeah, we're not on that one yet.
No, we got completely fucked with this whole election, and I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gary Johnson. I voted for him both elections. I could vote. I did. Gary Johnson's the man. I voted for him in 2012
Hater.
too.
I think this is a whole different talk.
All right, yeah, let's stop that there.
Halloween.
All right, guys, happy
Halloween.
Halloween.
Happy
We'll have
Halloween.
a
Yeah.
wonderful Halloween.
Yeah.
fellas.
I feel
That's what
honestly,
it'll
I
be.
feel like Halloween came and went already. I feel
Yeah,
like it didn't
like,
even
alright.
happen yet.
I've gotten sick
But, like,
twice now, throwing up
It
like
didn't
like
even
60
happen, but I feel
degrees.
like it already passed because we did our Halloween parties
Well,
like
yeah.
2 weeks in a row now.
Well,
so.
we did
Yeah,
Halloween.
basically.
We had our Halloween parade.
I'm done.
and, yeah, that's what I mean. It's just kind of drawn out at this point.
When we end, we should all look at the camera and wave.
We wanted to.
It'll make it seem more festive.
He said, when we end.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. We got a
I can't wave. I have to stop it. It requires two hands.
Oh shit. All right.
Well, like it doesn't really, but I'm gonna. Yeah. it's
Well,
gonna-
everybody, have a happy
But-
Halloween.
Yeah. It's just okay.
Good Halloween.
You want to do a picture? We'll do a picture.
The people
Word.
at home. To the people at home.
Okay, I think it's good. I think it's good. We're good.
Did it stop?
No, we're
No. Okay.